Yay! And it's all done. So this is the second build for this channel. Very exciting. As you can see, I went with a black and white theme, hence that motherboard that I discussed in the last video. And everything kind of went from there. The motherboard was the main focal point in my opinion, so all other decisions were based on that. The specs of this machine are pretty basic, I would say mid to low range. I generally build with i7 processors. This is an i3-7350k, so this is the first i3 processor that's overclockable, and that is the only reason I got it. i3 is a great processor, but for the games I play and what I do with it, I generally need something more. But the 7350K is overclockable to 5 gigahertz, so I'm definitely going to be going that route too. And then I want to play the games that I normally play, things like Doom, I've been playing a lot lately, Witcher 3, GTA, any of those games that put a very heavy load on both the processor and the GPU. So we'll see. So not only is it an i3, it's also a different graphics card. I have not used AMD cards since back when they were still ATI. So I went with an Radeon RX480. That's not true. Yes, it is. I was thinking I went with a 460 for a sec. No, it is a 480. So it is a good card. I think it was about $250. And we're gonna see how those two pair, and or if there's any bottlenecking on either side. So benchmarkings will come in a later video, including overclocking maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so The motherboard is an MSI Krait Gaming Z270 brand new motherboard for the new 7th generation Intel processors that just came out like a month ago, hence the 7350k, which is a brand new processor. Testing that out. So then it's the motherboard and the processor. Then we have 16 gigs of DDR4 Corsair Vengeance RAM. What else we got? The cooler is, so the only reason I went with this cooler is because with a black and white build, you're kind of limited on your options for the CPU cooler. I could have gone with air cooling, but since I'm going to be overclocking the i3, and because I was looking for a specific aesthetic, I did go with a AIO, so it's an all-in-one liquid cooler with the radiator mounted on the front. You can see the tubings and the nice pretty CPU cooler, which I think it actually looks really cool. I'm very happy with it. But if you try to look for white components to put in your computer, you're kind of limited on your options. I only found like maybe 3 or 4 white air coolers. And this might have actually been the only one that actually had a white radiator and a white cooler. But I could be wrong. I could have gone like with an NZXT X62, Kraken X62, and made the color white, but I just wanted to go a little bit different. So then we also have a EVGA 650 watt GS power supply, and then custom cables from EVGA, and honestly this is the last time I'm going to be using those cable sets from EVGA. I'm really just not happy with them. They always give me a hard time in one way or another, and these just look terrible. By the way, if you notice, my lights are off, so that's why it looks a little different here, and that's just because I wanted to show off the LEDs in here. The fan is also a Corsair fan with the LEDs. The case fans that the Fractal Design Define C that it comes with, they do have white blades, but they don't have LEDs, so that's why I changed those out. Otherwise I probably would have kept them and it would have looked fine. Did I mention what the cooler was? The cooler is a Captain 240EX. Honestly, it's not something I've heard of very much, but like I said, I went with it purely for the look. And if you saw my video on the Fractal Design Define C windowed version, where I discussed this case, you will have remembered that this was the first time I've used a Fractal Design case, and I was really looking forward to it, and it was as good as everyone says. And I can already tell that it's definitely much quieter. I'm looking for the side panel. I can already tell that it's much quieter. I turned off my other computer just to hear it, and I'm sure you guys can tell as well that the sound is very subdued, and the side panel's not even on. So let me get that. So that's with the side panel on, and I really like it. It looks great. I'm thinking about adding some white LEDs. I have white LED kit from NZXT left over from my last build that I didn't use. I might throw that in here around. I don't know if it needs it though. It's very simple and clean and classy, and I kind of like that. Overall, I'm very happy with all of the components and the theme that I went with. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm forgetting. I think that's it. So of course now I have to install Windows, get that processor up to 5 gigahertz, make sure the temperatures are okay, especially with that cooler that I'm not too familiar with, and then play some games on it and see how everything runs. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed this build, and there are definitely more builds to come. If you have any specific components that you would like to see, any specific builds, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything, please leave them in the comments below. I am more than happy to read them. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. There's definitely more content to come. I really just love talking about technology and building computers, so there will be more. I think that's all I got. So thanks again, and I will see you next time.